In terms of things that are causing us to lose to China, tariffs are neither here nor there, but the environmental regulations that are actively preventing us from deploying renewable energy. So in the United States, part of the reason that solar has not been deployed at massive scale yet is that a bunch of laws went into action in the early 1970s that were intended to protect our environment. And that makes a lot of sense. Let's say you've got a bunch of private land out in the middle of nowhere, right? And you want to build solar on it. You'll probably end up triggering NEPA, at which point you now have to do what is not in the law, but considered necessary under current regulations, which is like your 4-year environmental impact review, which generates so much paper that just the environmental impact of producing the report, because you have to cut down trees to make paper, is more than the environmental impact of just deploying the solar. Like, this is bonkers. It is crazy town. The thing that drives me particularly crazy in Southern California is that just because solar is kind of new and off-grid solar is very new, unless you're very, very careful, you end up getting regulated as though you're trying to build a chemical plant, even though it's a solar array. And the impact of solar array on desert is arguably positive because it shades the ground and improves soil moisture retention. If I have to hire another biologist for $10,000 to be like, well, on that 40-acre plot, we found a tuft of grass, which we believe might be, one of the 20 species that this particular species of bee sometimes eats, and this species of bee is not technically endangered, but it might be at some point in the future. Therefore, you can't deploy there, even though it's like sandwiched between a rocket test stand and like a chemical plant, for example, in an industrial part of the desert. I'm going to become the Joker. It is insane.